You are God, living in her own dream. Welcome to this update video. I have a few things to share with you that you might find useful. So the first one is that you might think that if you have the highest possible level of intuition, that you will know so many things in advance. But in actual fact, I've found that not to be true. So you do get to a point where your intuition is very strong in the sense of getting a lot of premonitions. However, you do eventually go beyond that, where you don't need to know anything in advance. Your intuition is so strong that you don't need to know anything in advance. You know what you need to know in the present moment. So whenever a situation occurs, you immediately know. That's the highest form of intuition. You immediately know what to do. You immediately know what's going on, what life is saying about the situation. That's the highest form of intuition, where you're so present that you don't have the capability or even desire to think about the future. Now, intuitions about the future actually have some ego element to that, for different reasons. The first one is that it comes from this feeling of doubt that you'll know what you need to know in the moment when it arises. So because of that doubt, you tap in to this lower form of intuition where you try and find out what's going to happen before it actually happens. So there's that doubt. There's also the fear that you might not be able to follow your intuition in the present, and so you need to be warned beforehand what you must do so that you can prepare. Whereas if you're fully present, the highest form of intuition is that you don't need to know anything until the situation happens, and then you'll know immediately, and you don't have any fear. You're so aligned that you'll know exactly what to do when you need to do it. And also there's an ego element in terms of showing off. So in a way, by not tuning into the highest form of intuition, which only concerns the present moment, the ego sort of gets in the way to try and use intuition to know things beforehand in order to project this image that it is all-knowing and it knows what's going to happen before it happens. So there's this ego element to it. The highest form of intuition concerns only the present, and you don't know what's going to happen. You're so surrendered that you don't even want to know. You enjoy the surprises, and you're not concerned about showing off, and you have no fear and you have no doubt, and you're just so aligned, so surrendered, that your intuition is so strong that you don't need to know anything beforehand. So that's the first thing to share. The second thing to share is the importance of water. Water is so important for many reasons, mainly because it is a conductor of electricity, of energy, and it is the conductor within our own bodies and the bodies of many other beings that conducts our life force energy around our body. So the water within us and the vibration of that water is so important because it impacts our energy and how the energy transports to all our being. So that's why it's important when you're drinking water to make sure it's of a high vibration. You can do that through physical means like filtering, or you can do that through other means like blessing the water, seeing the water as pure light and love. Also, if you think about it, when the rain drops, it starts to form rivers, and then the rivers travel to all these different areas of the world, ending up in our drinking water, showers and whatnot. And so it makes sense that if life wants humanity to receive certain frequencies, it may use the method of rain. So it may cause rain, and then sending certain frequencies as it's raining ensures that humanity receives these frequencies. So it's just another way, one of the many ways that life ensures that humanity receives the frequencies that we need. So water is very important. And finally, here's an interesting concept for you. So let's say someone pulls up a gun on you, okay, and is looking to kill you. Now, if they shoot you and kill you, they're not just killing you, they're killing themselves. Why? Well, because for their ego to feel some kind of power, having just killed you, they need to believe that you can be killed, okay? So that you're not eternal and that you are mortal and can be killed by this gunshot, okay? But at the same time, in order to believe that, they have to believe that they themselves can also be killed and are not immortal, not eternal, and so they too are mortal. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, or for the ego to feel good, it now has to start feeling fear for its own life. If I can die, then I have to fear my own life. And if that fear stays with the person, with the shooter, that stops them from truly living life because of that fear. Because they've shot someone, they feel powerful, but in order to feel powerful, they need to believe that that person is mortal, which then means they are mortal. And so they start fearing their own life more, and that fear stops them from truly living life. So they themselves die. So in order to feel good, feel powerful by shooting you, they have killed themselves in the process. If they shoot you thinking that you are eternal, then the ego does not have any power, does not feel powerful, because if you just continue living, then what was the point of shooting? You didn't really achieve anything. So it's an interesting concept to understand. Just food for thought, really. That's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, as usual, just give a message in the comments below this video. And yours joygasmically, Agape.